clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Just Enough Heshy show. Another Just Enough Heshy show.
Just enough. One more before the road.
One more, right? This is our last one. We're off for 3 weeks. We are because of the Jewish holidays, and you're not going to miss us because Heshy will still produce some of those 1 minute, 2 minute funny videos. Did you see my video this week?
I certainly did.
Well, I want to welcome our Instagram fans, our YouTube fans, our Facebook fans, and soon our live radio fans.
We'll be on in a few minutes.
And you know we have a special guest here.
Yes, we do. We have the next mayor.
We're going to reintroduce her again at the 905 number. Rose Hellman. How are you, Miss Hellman?
Very good. Thank you for asking.
And welcome to the show. She's an Orthodox woman. I'm going to give more for the introduction in a few minutes. But we are so glad. I'm excited you came here. You and me were talking, and she even texted me very nasty. She says, "You didn't read my bio." And I lied to her. I said I did, but then I really.
But we give her a lot of credit. She's here, and Curtis is. We've been talking about him coming here for months, and she's here.
She came.
Very excited to have Rose here.
You and me had a whole discussion last night about her bio. Me and him reviewed it. So
yes.
We're very impressed. I'm very impressed with you. Okay.
I'm impressed you're here because Curtis. I've been calling on him for weeks to come here, and Curtis obviously is attending cats to instead. So he's attending to cats instead rather than being here.
I just want you to know, guys. It was my. He's screaming at me. The wire is here. The wire is there. My producer always he doesn't laugh at my jokes, but he knows how to scream at me. Anyway.
Well, we have a mayoral cannon, Heshy. Let's stay on focus.
I got you.
Let's stay focused.
I'm always focused. I like to scream at my producer.
Well, how about that wire there for you?
You want me to turn it around again?
Well, by the way, while he does it, I want to say hello to Rachel Bartlett. Thank you, Rachel, for being here. David Freeman wants to say hello. Daniel Sweet's in the house. And
I love Daniel Sweet.
Samsung J3 wants to say, will the upcoming election be New York City's funeral? We got Rose Hellman here, so it's not. It's going to be the awakening of New York City because Rose Hellman's going to be our next mayor here tonight. You can go to rosehelmanformayor2025.org.
You know, a lot of people have been screaming at me and telling me, Heshy, you made a prediction that MAMDANI won't win. And they're telling me why. And you and me are going to argue this.
Well, we got Rose. Actually, we got Rose here tonight. So Rose is, that's why we're going to say that Rose is going to be the next mayor.
Polling, not your polling.
Well, but it's nobody's polling.
Well,
no polling.
You always defend them. And
I'm not defending. They're giving me factual numbers. But Rose is here. She hasn't been included in those polls. So we have to let Rose to win.
Okay, but I'm going to give you better factual numbers.
Well, we'll see. Rose is going to tell her story. We're going to talk about Rose and not the polls. We got a few minutes.
Are we already on the radio? It looks like we're live on the radio.
Well, we actually have another 30 seconds for it because I have 9:04 on my clock.
Wow.
But I do want to start getting the ball rolling here on that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here. First of all, on our flagship WSNR 620 AM, the legendary rock and roll radio station 1027 FM WNEW and 1640 WJPR in beautiful Miami, Florida. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on this week's Just Enough Heshy show.
Right, everybody, welcome to the show. Also, you, my live listeners, we have a mayoral candidate, a Jewish religious woman
from Midwood,
from my neighborhood. You're from Staten Island. She's one of my girls.
You realize that Staten Island and Brooklyn were adjoined by a bridge. You act like I'm from like a foreign country. I mean, I'm in Brooklyn probably more than I realize. I mean, if I wasn't in our area so much, you wouldn't have been on the ballot the last few times. So
wow.
Just want to remind you.
I can't believe because
You know,
did that.
George Sarantopoulos didn't get you on the ballot. Ross Giattino
know,
didn't get you on the ballot. Jeff Pfaff didn't get you on the ballot.
Okay, I'm going to buy you lunch. What do
I
you
don't
want
need the
from
lunch.
me?
Just want to remind you that, you know, we're here.
Either way, you wanted to secede from New York City, so be quiet.
I actually would like to secede. I think most people, if Rose doesn't get elected, would like to secede from New York City because I think Rose is smiling on that too.
Rose is still my neighbor, and I love her, and I'm going to talk a little bit about her, Rose. But I'm going to first start some couple of shout-outs, which you could. I'm going to shout out to my beautiful granddaughter, Mira Nava.
Sure.
Yes, favorite part of the show.
He loves Mira Nava. My other granddaughter, Layla Tamar.
Yes.
My grandson, Benjamin Hill. My oldest grandson, Yeshua, who calls me Big H, and I've well-trained him with the lollipops. He hates those dietetic, stupid lollipops his parents give him. He likes mine. Then, of course, her Hoover. Oh, she's delicious. She has my blood in her. That girl is a vicious terrorist. And then, of course, my new granddaughter, Yael Miriam.
Mazel tov.
And by the way, I have to give a big shout out in the chat to one of your very, very big supporters in our district, Mr. William Gonzalez is here in the chat.
I love him. He's
a
nice
good
man.
man.
He's a good man.
Big supporter
And
for a
shout
long
out-
time.
Shout out for Sergeant Peter, our
Yes.
favorite guy.
And Bob Trackman, by the way, who said you did a big, nice thing for Bob Trackman. He's very indebted to you.
See,
Wanna
you
say
don't
hello.
understand what I do for this community.
Well,
Every single day.
I hear about it a lot.
And also I want to shout out to Ellie. You know who you are.
Yes.
And you know what this week I had after the show last week. I went to the memorial for Charlie Kirk and by the Barclays Plaza, and we did a prayer thing, and I even videotaped.
Yes, with Pastor McCall.
With Pastor McCall, I held his hand. I spoke to the community, and I even videotaped my friend Ina that I'm
Our esteemed councilwoman. Who would have guessed?
I'm hoping for some support, but it was a beautiful prayer thing, and then of course we had protesters, idiots that come and scream about Charlie. I don't understand. The same way with that guy Luigi who killed the health
They dropped
guy.
the terrorism charges. Can you believe
They
that?
dropped the
Unbelievable.
terrorism charges. And just like, it's stupid. The guy is a murderer.
Now, Rose, when you become mayor, you're going to make sure that things like that don't happen, or at least advocate for the cities, because this happened here in New York City, that things like that with these judges, they got to go.
Right, you got to stop these DAs. Take away their funding. Maybe you can't fire them, but you can suspend them. Anyways, what I want to do is I want to tell you my quote, and I did this quote for you this week, Rose.
Wow.
All right.
Betrayal for a price is not one for us. Good deeds should be done with intentions and not for attention. Attention,
Yes,
okay.
yes, I'm listening.
I cannot do all the good in the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. And I prefer to fail with honor than win by cheating. True patriotism hates injustice in its own land more than anywhere else. And the reason I say I did it for you is I'm proud of you. You're a single mother. You were married for many years, but now you're a mother. You worked your way, and I want to just read what
An amazing background Rose has.
I'm
An
gonna tell you
amazing
I'm gonna tell you
background.
about this woman. She went through school herself,
Yes.
went through college. She became a nurse. Am I correct? A businesswoman?
A licensed nursing
A
home
licensed
administrator.
nursing home administrator.
Amazing.
Okay?
That's why
She
she's going to
has-
be our mayor.
How many employees do you have?
I have at least 30.
30.
Whoa.
And this is after.
I mean, I know you got Yitzy, but she's got 30.
No,
You
no,
got
but-
30 employees. You got Yitzy, but she's got 30.
but you came back from a tough time when your husband left, and you fought your way back, and you've made a success for yourself. Not only did she raise 3 children by herself, how many grandchildren?
I raised 4 children.
Four, Heshy.
I know we can't take that away.
That's
from
why
how
you're
many
going to city
grandchildren.
council. She's going to mayor because you can't count.
I have so many great foster kids.
Well-
I lost count in my head where I am. And she has 12 beautiful grandchildren.
Baker's dozen.
Wow, congratulations. Wow,
I'm
Rose.
so proud of you.
Rose is
you've
fighting
built
for
a
our
family.
community.
So that's why she's never going to leave New York. She
No.
built a whole family over
She's
here.
built and she's been here, a product of our community, a product of Southern Brooklyn. We think about our neighborhoods of Midwood and Flatbush and Marine Park and Borough Park. This woman, ladies and gentlemen, she has been the product of that. Somebody from our community, a fighter who's been out there every day in our streets, who's gone out there and raised a family, successfully grown a business, and has been a fabric of our community. That's why you got to go to Rose Hellman
for
Mayor
Mayor
2025.org.
She
Write
needs
in
to raise
candidate.
money.
Right in candidate.
You
You're
have
going
to
to
write my
the
name.
right candidate to write
Right
in.
at the bottom of the ballot.
But I want to tell you my joke.
You gotta get to that
I
joke.
always say a joke. I usually make fun of Linda all the time, but this week I'm going to tell you right now what she did. We were in the gym. Me and Linda are starting to go to the gym.
Are you working
now.
out?
Not really. I just stand there and watch everybody. You know what I mean? I can't. It's stupid. Working on that elliptical machine.
You gotta get
So
that.
Linda wants to do gym. Whatever. Anyways, so we're at the gym and we're standing over there and there's an older man, maybe about 75, 80 years old. He's checking out all the young girls. You know, they come in these bad clothing. Anyways, so we're standing over there and we're listening to him talking. He talks to one of the guys standing while Linda's doing the machine. He's standing next to the guy, and the guy asks his friend, he says, "Which machine should I get on to impress these young girls?" And Linda right away says, "Use the ATM machine."
That was probably one of your best jokes you've ever told.
Good one.
That was a good one.
I was so ashamed when Linda said that. I said, "Linda, you can't mix it to somebody's conversation like that."
Well,
but that was very cool. You know what I mean? I had to walk away and go.
And I want to also shout out Infinite Justice, and also want to say hello to Marty Martinez. I believe it's Jonathan Martinez. We have
Okay,
our friends
very
from
good.
our community are here, and I hope you enjoy the show. And thank you for being
You
here.
know, I want to tell you something, Rose, and I'm going to complain to you. You have 312 government agencies that you're going to have to run. You have a $118 billion budget, which I think you can cut 20% off the top. You have duplicity in so many different agencies like the DOB, the DOT, the DOF, the DOS. I keep complaining about it, and HPD. These are same chiefs doing the same job, and they procrastinate. They make us suffer from permits. They make us suffer from just with all the computerized stuff. They still take forever. I have a vacate order that I inspected a month ago, and they can't even enter it in the system because they're busy. And you know, for example, today I had a lady judge sign a warrant against one of our local residents because somebody complained when she should see one or two complaints, and the city just wants to torture us, get into our houses, even though we have the 4th Amendment, the 8th Amendment, the 14th Amendment. They just come after us, and our police are so busy giving us tickets and running around while teen crime and shootings are up, rapes are up. And you know, the mayor says shootings are down, which I just can tell you about this week how many shootings were happening.
Yep, unbelievable.
My first question is to you, very simple, Rose. Are you crazy?
No. not that I know of.
Wow. You're a delicious lady. You've done so good. You serve your community. You serve a family, and you're going to run and you're going to run for mayor.
Yes.
Do you
Because
understand that we're going to torture you? And just being even on the ballot, you know, these crazy radicals can come and kill you.
I agree. You know, I hear you talking about everyday life, and I don't think life right now is every day. I think that there's a whole new horizon, you know, stuff on the horizon brewing with these radical Muslims. And that is the reason that I entered the race.
Do you hate MAMDANI or like MAMDANI, or you think he's just I know you can't say it, but I think he's an idiot.
I think that he is not the kind of person that this city needs.
Right.
Amen.
Too crazy. But now I'm going to tell you something about the polls, and not both of you are going to get angry at me. According to your poll, I know it's not your poll, Tom.
But Rose is not in that poll, so for now we have to throw the polls out altogether because Rose has not been listed. So you need to respect your mayoral candidate.
I do have Rose in the polls.
No, you
I
don't.
do. I'll tell you
Sienna,
what.
Maris didn't have them in the polls.
I know you have the Sienna, the Maris, and those polls were wrong when they said Cuomo was going to crush MAMDANI. Instead, MAMDANI crushed Cuomo. So what we did we did a little research, me and 3 of the people who work in my office. We did, and we did the research, and we saw that the most of the people that these pollsters are polling is about, I think the biggest pollster was 3,800 people that they requested polling out of 8 million New York City residents. 3,000 people are giving you the poll.
Okay.
And that's what I'm telling you. It's not 50,000, not 100. 3,000 people are deciding who's in the lead. we went around, and most of these people are from Manhattan, not from Staten Island, very few from Brooklyn, almost no black people are from Bushwick, Brownsville, were all interviewed. Those are the people who are going to come out the road. They came out for Trump. They came out for Trump and everybody, and you know, MAMDANI's going after the black vote now. He's pushing it. So we did our polls right here in Borough Park, in Flatbush. I did in Staten Island, and we also did it. We also went to Queens. We skipped the leftist pigs in Manhattan.
So your poll is really inaccurate. Then
It's not inaccurate
because
because
you didn't interview the people that are going to vote for MAMDANI.
We polled 1,300 people. Out of the 1,300 people, we see that MAMDANI is going to get less than 30% of the vote.
Really?
So my prediction is MAMDANI, not who will win, okay? Who's going to lose? And MAMDANI is going to lose due to our polls and the polls of the Marisol, the Sienna, and all those.
Well, they
polls.
don't have Rose in the poll, so you have to.
I did undecided.
No, you didn't have Rose on the poll. Stop.
Well, you know,
Rose, let's talk about
MAMDANI
you.
claims he's
Before
black.
this campaign
On his paperwork, he claimed he's
black. Talk to the
black.
audience about who is Rose Hellman.
Who is Rose Hellman? What you're a young lady, but you have a history. We want to know, first of all, do you care about us? I mean, what do you do? I mean, who are you?
If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Good point.
That's exactly
Thank
why
you, Rose.
I came into
Thank
the
you for
race.
being here. Thank you for being my next mayor.
Because I'm very afraid for our people.
I agree.
What's your everyday life like? Forget the mayor thing. Now that we're making you crazy and you're running, and she's putting up posters. Rose is running a one-person campaign. You're the own treasurer, correct?
Yes.
And that's a very hard job. I tried that. It's impossible to be the treasurer of your own. No, one mistake and you're in trouble.
I have seen it
Rose is
done
own
before.
campaign manager, advertising, preparing the posters, the scripts. You are. I mean, it's a tough job. I know. I did that 7 years ago, and it was tough. Now I have a whole team around me. Even raising funding is complicated.
Yes.
You're right. My team, and thanks to Tom helping me, my wonderful man, and helping me on every phase, and running my team, and running my signature team, and helping me with my treasurer, helping me with my campaign manager. I mean, Tom is all over the place. And Tom, I always want to thank you.
Now, we want to thank Rose for being here, though. I want to thank you, Rose.
But Rose, it's you. I mean, you are. May I ask if you're a religious woman or not?
I am.
So you're a religious Jewish woman.
Yes.
You understand that and the stuff that the way they talk, these people behind the scenes, the filth that comes out of their mouth, the things that go on in City Hall. I know you're a mother and a grandmother, and you've seen it all and heard it all, and you have a beautiful adult center. You take care of
Yes.
adult seniors. Wonderful thing. How are you going to deal with these idiots?
Well, in the center, I have at least 70 seniors, people that are psych patients, that are people that I talk to all the time. So I've learned to deal with the people of the community by becoming their friends.
So
And
you learn to deal with politicians because you know they're all nuts.
yeah,
Well, you know that.
exactly.
It's accurate. No, listen.
Exactly.
The
Good,
crop
good,
of
good
politicians
point.
Nuts, even though they call me a rabble rouser.
I'll tell you what, I would rather that, but I do want to say hello to a few people. First of all, Superfly's Aunt Zena is watching in Staten Island. You're welcome. Also, Superfly said she saw you at Pastor McCall's vigil in downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And
She heard me talk, right?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And Infinite Justice wants to loved my introduction of Rose and thought it was natural. And Rachel loved your joke, by the way. 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, first time.
I think it was one of the best jokes you've ever had, by the way.
By the way, it was mine and Linda's 35th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Congratulations.
happy
Happy anniversary.
I took her out. I know you guys. I don't really advertise for other people,
Can
but I
her.
want the producer to put it on the screen. I went to a restaurant on 943 Coney Island Avenue.
Yep.
It's called Art of Prime. I did invite you along.
You did.
And when I go to a restaurant, Rose, I complain. I mean, I complain about every detail.
Was it that
From
bad?
From the people. Usually it is. I tried. I took my wife. I took my son. They're supposed to put up the advertisement. I really want to get a restaurant. I want to complain. As we sat down, the ambience was beautiful.
Okay.
The service, it was great. The owner keeps coming around checking on you. the food. I mean, I did a salad. Usually I'm a fat guy, so I hate salads. I despise salads. I can't take salads. The salad, I've never had a Caesar salad like that.
Really?
And I'm
Really?
61 years old.
Oh, God bless.
Then they brought entrees of lamb and potatoes, and it was
yum.
just like more I couldn't do it. And then the soup. You know, I'm a chicken soup man.
Yes.
I'm a deli man.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about this on Sunday, actually.
I never had a chicken soup like that. Even my son said, wonderful chicken soup.
Really?
And this is not one of our restaurants. This is an aubergine, Russian kind of a place. And he knew how to take care of it. And his steak, well cut, the way he seared it, the meat, it just flowed down. I never take home a doggy bad. Never take home a doggy bad. I took home. And the dessert, I didn't know what to say. When I walked out, I told the owner I really was looking to get to complain about you on the radio. And my friend who sent me there, shockingly paid for everything, so that's why I think I was a little bit more calmer. It's expensive, but it's not overpriced. I don't like going. Me and Linda are deli people. Yeah, we'll spend $30, $40, $50 a person. We'll go for places, but over here was maybe a little bit more, maybe about 75 to 100 a person. But my son, who's a drunk, kept drinking alcohol.
You know he could turn your microphone off.
He usually does.
So Rose, what are your top 3 priorities when you get elected as mayor?
When I get elected as mayor, my top 3 priorities are, easily in a nutshell, I call them peace, love, and light.
Talk about them.
Those are the 3 things. Peace is safety. Safety in the streets of New York, because Zoran MAMDANI proposes to put the jails out of business, close them up, and
defund the police,
and let all the nut jobs into the street, and we have to pay for their psychiatrists after they rape, maim, or hurt somebody, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Terrible.
How are you supposed to? How's the little guy, which he keeps talking about helping, supposed to go to work at night and come home at night when the guy's waiting on the corner and knows?
Right, teen violence is up, shootings are up,
raping. They're gonna watch. They're gonna watch them in the streets, and they're going to jump on everybody. And even the protesters that are on the campuses, the college campuses, are going to come out into the streets too. Because without the police, who's going to control them? Who's going to stop them?
You know, when this Luigi guy was lowered the terrorism charges, the leftist people cheered, and they even say "Free Luigi, a murderer." And I was telling everybody that this guy who killed Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, whatever, who admitted to murdering him straight out. So I said that the last 7 major shootings were trans people. Okay. So everybody says, "Oh, Heshy, he's not trans." No, but he was living. His boyfriend was trans. So I consider somebody living with a trans just as much as a trans. I have a lot of young girls on the street, boys, children, teenagers, and homeless. Our homeless people that were locally 80,000 homeless, 60,000 of adults. Now with the immigrants, another 80,000. Do you have a plan on how to fix homeless issues? And you do daycare, adult centers,
that's what
so
I
you
was
know
gonna
how
say.
to move people up. Go ahead.
I can give a shout out to my people at New Franklin Adult Day Healthcare Program in Flushing.
What's it called again?
New Franklin Adult Day Healthcare Program in Flushing, Queens. They're an amazing team. They're very hardworking, and we do take a lot of homeless into our daycare. We've had a couple of people who literally have brought their bags to me and put it under the table, which I let them do for a day or so, and then try to help them put their things away in storage because they are
Do you
homeless.
help them find housing too? Do you help them get their lives back in order a little bit? Because some of them are just lost.
We do try. We have social workers who do talk to them and work with them and try to give them their options and their resources in the community.
Because most of your city social workers are just red tape. They run home. They close their windows at 1 o'clock. No, it's really, I see
know.
it.
I trust me. I
and
agree.
you have to change those working hours from the DOB to the DOT. I don't care what it is, and I love my police officers, but I don't want them to do overtime anymore. What I believe is you have enough you don't have enough officers. You only have like 35,000.
True.
So I believe instead of having them work double, triple shifts, split them up properly. Use them on 8-hour shifts so we don't have to waste the overtime. A police officer making $200,000-$300,000, I disagree with. Yeah, they should make $100,000-$150,000. Let them have a side job on the nighttime. But there's no reason to pay them double and triple time for their overtime.
No.
And then what happens is our budget gets crushed. We can use the same manpower and divide it properly and evenly instead of arresting some kid that drove with a suspended license for one ticket and putting him through the jail, and then you have a police officer collecting 8 hours of overtime.
Or they're going around and doing the job of ticket collecting. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to Donald Trump, what is your feelings on Donald Trump these days?
Well, I think Donald Trump is doing an amazing job. I'm very grateful for him being in office. I don't know what we would do if he would have served the last 4 years instead of Biden, and we would be stuck with Biden now.
Oh, God, no.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my goodness.
Or Kamala,
Oh, wow.
who is even better. Senile Biden, I call him,
So
yeah.
that's good, and I'm happy that Trump did come back, and he picked a nice
Me
vice
too.
president, DJ Vance, and you have the
JD,
great
but close
secretary,
enough.
JD, whatever. And then you
DJ. He
have-
might be a DJ, but his name
and
is
then you
JD.
should-
JD.
I saw him on one of the. I saw him on CNN telling the lady, "Listen, if you're not going to let me answer a question, then what do you want from me on the show?" It was beautiful. And you have Marco Rubio. Wow, that guy is you should see how he answers questions. So
On
we have
point.
enough good people that are ready to take over. How about your favorite person on the planet, that double-crossing idiot, Hochul? I call her, what do we call her? Comrade Hochul. This
Comrade
lady,
Kathy.
she lost, Comrade Kathy. She for sure now lost the governor by endorsing Zohar
Mamdani. I can't imagine why she'd do something like that other than perhaps she got a big donation from Qatar too.
And she's probably worried about Zoran coming after her in a primary with his people.
Yeah.
You know,
And
40,000
she's running
volunteers.
next year.
Yep.
So
I don't know. All I know is she should be worried. Now Stefanik really had, but still Stefanik did not come out that she's running for governor. Don't you think that's running a little late?
I think that ultimately she's probably like any other politician assessing if it's a winnable race. New York is still a Democrat. Now, I know Rose is going to get elected mayor. That's going to change. But the state as a whole is still overwhelmingly Democratic.
But also, I hear the lieutenant governor, I forgot his name.
Antonio Delgado, he has been running.
He has been coming up in the polls.
Well, but he's worse than Hochul. So you may want Hochul back, and then you're going to be in the same position before Rose came into this race about the mayoral's race. Because there's that one man, that murderer, who should be in jail, who everyone says everybody should drop out and endorse, including, I hate to say it, Donald Trump basically has come out and said that. And that murderer is Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Evil, I hate to say this, but I'm quoting Curtis Wheeler.
Yeah.
Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, because he is Evil Eyes.
He's evil, a woman abuser. The man does not know even how to run a state. He pushed that budget of our state.
And
to
the
over
bail reform
200
law.
Yeah.
He's the one. He's the reason. We see all these homeless in the street, all these drug dealers, all these people that have
Gang
made our
members.
city and state
Yeah.
unsafe. It's Andrew Cuomo's fault, and everybody should drop out and endorse this man and this murderer. This man is a murderer. This man should be in prison.
Well, it's even
The
worse.
man wrote a book talking about all the things he did, but meanwhile, all those poor families, they can't get their loved ones back, and this man roams the streets free.
Yeah, and by the way, we said something about Mayor Adams not getting matching funds. He's still raised $1.5 million from big mega donor landlords. Now he came to Borough Park two days ago. He came to my
And you
neighborhood.
certainly got the front row seat.
I waited for him. I knew he was coming. He tried to do it quietly, and then he had all the little kids and all the people screaming, "Mayor Adams, Mayor Adams!" And I went right over to him. I said, "Mayor, you know that we're not going to support you." And then I asked him about why are you shutting down our youth centers? Why are you giving sanitations? And you hear his answer?
I heard.
Well, we have to give it, and if they don't give it, well, they're doing something wrong. So he doesn't even care about punishing our community, and still we have a couple of these guys who are trying to suck money out of him, some government thing. So they walked around with him, and then he walked into a store. Instead of buying a menorah for $100, he bought like $4 cookies.
Because probably it's all he's got to his name, you know?
Well, I got, at least I got a cookie out of him. I walked up. But you know what? Adams is not going to accept the ambassadorship. It's only a $17,000
We talked
job.
about that last week on the show. I'm already going.
So,
you know, Rose, I'm curious in terms of everything that's going to shake out here. Who are some of the people that you would want to work in your administration? You know, everyone hears about this person. They want to put in other certain figures or certain people that you'd like to emulate to have in a Rose Hellman administration when you get elected and start your term as the mayor coming up on January 1st?
Would you keep any of these old idiots like Deputy Mayor Menashe Shapiro?
No, don't keep him. He should be the first one to be sent packing.
He's the one who sent them to arrest me. He liked COVID. Yeah, question. What did you say about COVID? Did you wear the mask? Did you do the shot? You know that they did to us. I opened the parks. Did you believe it? Not that we care what you have to say, but what did you feel about COVID?
Well, during COVID, I, run a center, and I was very worried about my people because the city closed down, literally. We basically invented the term telehealth. We called our people and asked them how they were and what we could do for them. We sent them food when all the grocery stores were closed. They were my staff was floored because nobody else in the city did it. They actually wrote all the telehealth regulations around us because we invented it. It's humanity. You can't leave them. These are people that are the most vulnerable. They have cancer, they have diabetes, they have high blood pressure. They cannot be alone. The isolation is terrible for them. They will go out of their minds being in the room. I had somebody who stayed in her apartment. Literally, we were closed for 3 years. And
3 years?
3 years.
Why?
Because they are the most vulnerable population. They cannot be within 6 feet. They cannot not be within 6 feet of each other. They're not aware enough to not walk near each other.
And if you want to talk to Rose right now, and if you're out here watching or listening to this, give us a call, 646-974-1580. That's 646-974-1580. Give us a call and talk with your next mayor, Rose Hellman. And if you want to volunteer,
What's her website?
Rose Hellman for Mayor 2025.org. And if you want to help Heshy Tischler, HeshyTischler.com. Just enough Heshy at gmail.com and 5318 16th Avenue after the holidays. Stop by corner of 54th Street, HeshyTischler.com. The right person for the right time. Rose and Heshy are going to be the dream team. You know, everybody talked about Michael Magic and Larry 30 plus years ago in Barcelona. You're going to get Heshy and Rose together. They're going to work to save this city. There's going to be you're not going to have to worry about cats going to be in Gracie Mansion. You're not going to have to worry about an evil eyes, an evil emperor use this as a stepping stone for a 2028 presidency. You're not going to worry about if the mayor who's still in is going to sell this position. But you've got Rose and Heshy, the dream team. This is why you want to stop by. Give us a call, volunteer, donate, whatever it is. Like, share this interview. Give Heshy a follow on YouTube. Check out Rose on Instagram and give us a call, 646-974-1580.
Now you know why I love him. He's exciting, and he not only builds me up, he builds you up. So,
And you're here, Curtis. I've been calling on Curtis for months to come on this show. And Curtis is a coward. He's a chicken. And Curtis is not.
So is Mayor Adams.
Eric Adams is going to be out of the job. Let's be honest. Menashe Shapiro and Eric Adams are going to be on Craigslist looking for jobs next. Hopefully, you know what? He's the nightlife mayor. Maybe he can go on Craigslist. Maybe they'll give him a job as a waiter. Maybe they'll give him a job as a busboy. I want you to know
for a fact, I have inside information that Menashe Shapiro threatened the Bub of Hasidim that if they don't vote for Mayor Adams, he's going to send the DOB and the DOH after them, after their synagogues, after their violations, after their people. This guy is a bad man. So whatever you think about Mayor Adams' corrupt friends, this Menashe Shapiro, who came from the de Blasio campaign, and he told me, he said to me, Heshy, during COVID, you opened the parks and you kept the synagogues open and you did everything against COVID. I said, I didn't believe in COVID.
And Rose is from our community. She lived this. She's a mother, a grandmother, a business owner, and that's what she's here for.
And I want you, Rose, to know that I want the nursing home admitted. I know you work with them, okay? I got that. But a lot of these nursing home people, I know my cousin owned nursing homes, and I asked her, I said, understand, you don't know how to, you tell everybody not to come out. You have these people in the nursing homes, these older people that you don't have enough staff. They don't have enough staff because they're making millions and millions of dollars, so they don't want to spend extra staffing. I know for a fact this, people were dying in the nursing homes, dying.
That's because Cuomo was telling them to take sick people in back from the hospitals to people that were healthy in the
And
nursing
to get
homes.
money from the government.
Right.
But again, you should have put more staff to take care. If even you know that you're bringing sick people in, so you take care of them in a special way and bring in more staff. And instead, I saw those nursing home administrators and owners traveling on planes to Israel and running around with all
That's
their
not
money.
true.
I did. I can tell you for a fact. I called one on the airline, my cousin. I said, Esther, where are you? Oh, I'm on my way to Israel. I said, woman, you told me not to leave my house. You got angry at me that I was opening the parks, and you're on your way to Israel. Yeah, I'm different. I'm cleaning everything. I said, you're on a full flight to Israel with 300, 400, even if you're sitting in first class. It's in the middle of COVID. It was like the first 2-3 months.
She wasn't frightened to get
wasn't frightened.
COVID.
She wears the mask, and, she knew it was full of crap, COVID.
And Superfly left a message on Curtis's YouTube video to come on the show. And I said to Superfly, that's not going to happen. We've got Rose, and Dove Hiking certainly is in the year too much of Curtis Wheeler. Sorry, Heshy, but we got Rose here instead. Black Beauty also wants to say Trump sent a ship for COVID patients.
Yeah. And me and Linda, by the way, went to that ship in the city to bring food, and all we had was soldiers. It was maybe
The hospital ship.
The
you're
hospital
talking
ship. They had like 4,000 beds set up. There was 300 people there.
I heard
That's
they
it.
barely used it.
They barely used it, and I brought food in, and I had this other guy, a friend of mine, Yumi Weiss, bringing kosher food. We were all bringing food in. The soldiers were so good, and we gave them boxes of food. We have a
caller here on the line. You are on the line with Heshy, myself, and the next mayor of our great city, Rose Hellman.
Hello.
Yes, hi, you're on the air with Heshy, myself, Tom, and Rose Hellman, next mayor. What's on your mind, caller?
What's up? This is William Gonzalez. How you doing?
Oh,
everyone?
Mr. Gonzalez, how you been, my friend?
William Gonzalez is
The next
calling.
One of our...
A question
Okay.
about her. You're starting with no fundraising base. How do you plan to build the coalition and resources needed to govern? And how would you make sure everyday New Yorkers, not just big donors or insiders, have a voice in your administration?
Great question.
Thank you, William.
It's a great question,
William
William.
asked, how with no funding can Rose create a...
Rose,
I want to repeat it for my
Heshy,
Yeah.
Rose is the running. You're running for city. Heshy, producer, mute him.
Why are you screaming at me?
Producer,
Why are you
mute him,
screaming at me?
mute
Now,
him, mute
listen, you
him.
have to
Rose,
repent. You have to
you
repent.
got the floor. You have to
Okay,
speak.
I'm very new to politics. All right, so I have not even come to sit down and plan a coalition when I first have to get through the race. If I don't win the race, I'm not going to have a coalition. I can tell you that I have spoken to Officer Richie Taylor, who is in the police department,
Well, that's a bad idea
Okay.
because
because
He
he's
doesn't
not going
like
to support
Richie,
your
right.
candidacy.
He's not going to. Richie's not going to support your campaign at all. I like Richie sometimes, and then I don't like Richie sometimes because he was supposed to be out there to protect us, and instead he's become too politically connected, and he plays the game, even though he wants to be our friend or he makes believe. I like Richie, but sometimes I just dislike him the way he plays the game. I don't like a game. You see, remember I told you in the beginning of the show about honor? I'm an honorable man. I don't lie. I make lots and lots of mistakes, and I screw up, and I make up polls which I think are real, and you think are fake.
They're not. They're not real.
But the
They're
point
not real, man.
is I tell the truth, what I believed, and I try to do it. When I fight the city, I go to the courts, I fight the judges, I come up with ideas, I tell it the way it is, and I always make sure that honor is before anything. That's why I don't like a lot of the politicians, and Rose, don't get angry at me what I'm going to say, but a lot of them, when they get to City Hall or they have the power to be a judge, they screw around with each other. They cheat on their wives or husbands, or they
So,
do
Rose,
that.
there's a point.
It bothers me.
A point
That
that William
Gonzalez
No.
Nobody's
I
perfect.
got
A
that.
leader,
But I don't like it either.
Right, but
Me
a
too.
leader,
It's immoral.
a leader, and a person that is in charge has to show. And I don't care if you're on the street or if you're just living at your home. But once you become a leader or somebody that we look up to, you have to live in a certain way. You have to treat your family in a certain way. You have to show the children and the fellow man how to act.
I think you have to show them integrity
integrity.
and transparency.
And I agree with that. No, we're on the same page with that.
And communication.
But Rose, there is a point to be made, and we love you, but you've come into this race relatively a few days ago.
Yes.
And,
Few weeks.
Curtis has raised millions. The evil eyes, the evil emperor has raised millions. Adams, the soon-to-be, the crook getting the hook, he's had millions. And Zorhan, the racist, the race baiter, we don't even have to go there.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything you want.
Why is that important?
That's important because you have to get your message out citywide to a city with over 1 million plus expected voters. That's why. You speaking to us is great.
Yeah.
It's
If you
great.
go online, right.
But
if you go on the radio
going
and
on-
TV, they're going to hear you.
But with us is great. But after this episode, we've got 7 weeks left. And that's why that question is valid, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of resources. You have to have a ground game, all that stuff. And, we're with
Maybe
you.
the ground game. Can she get on the channel Fox News? Can you get on
Right.
CNN? Can you get on to these other places to even, like he said, Sliwa was lost. But I've seen Sliwa on every news channel. I've seen him on YouTube and Instagram
He's
and Facebook.
raised millions of
in
dollars.
every borough. Every borough you see him with people. He is meeting people. Now, Rose, you're a religious girl.
Yes.
Can you move around as quick? I know you stopped working. That was very good because you want to concentrate on your
the race.
campaign. But are you moving around? Are you knocking on doors? Are you meeting people?
I am. I was in Borough Park on Sundays.
I know. People told me, "Who is this Rose?" I couldn't believe it. No, somebody came over to me.
Good.
So you were right there when
I
the
sat
mayor
out
was
there a whole
You-
day.
the mayor was there. So you were there when the mayor was
with the
there.
Aguda. He was on 16th. I was on 13th.
No, he came to 13th
Oh,
Avenue.
he did? I didn't see him on 13th.
Yeah, he came to Weiss's Bakery and he was by the one of the synagogues.
What time did he go?
It
3:30.
was- No, but he didn't show up, of course, till 4 o'clock. He's
Yeah,
always late.
3:45.
He was supposed to be there 3 o'clock, and that's when he walked on. They followed him, and then he jumped in his 3 police cars and drove away. But Rose, seriously, this is not a joke for you. This is
No.
a real serious matter.
This is very serious. I think this is a matter of life and death. That's
It
the
is.
way
Absolutely.
I see it.
Me and Tom
We
know
agree on
that.
that. We agree on
That's why we're trying. I know that my mayorship, there was no chance for it. But I know at city council, if I get in there, I can, even though I'm one of 51 members instead of one of 6 million people. In your case, you'd be number one, the first mayor, if you'd win it. But in my case, I'd be one of 51 members. I know I can cause Mayor Zahan Mandani, which he's not going to be, lots of trouble. I know I can cause filibusters in the city council. I know I can create legislation. I know I can put together enough votes to veto or not let the Democrats have a supermajority. So I have a lot of stuff that I can do as one of 51 members. So if I can show proof that I've accomplished something, then I can go to the next level, which I'm not really interested in. I'm interested in turning the Democratic City Council, which I know you think is impossible, either Republican or independent. I'm also looking to hopefully a Republican mayor or an independent
Well,
mayor.
Rose
gets
is
in
going
there.
to be
I
our
am a
Republican mayor.
registered Republican. I've
Hey,
always been a
there you go.
Republican.
Girl, good girl.
She's a conservative too. If you look at her website, Rose Hellman for Mayor 2025, this is somebody that's on a wavelength. Curtis has gone almost ad nauseum to say he's not a conservative. Curtis has gone out there and almost he runs away at times from the Republican label.
But because
Rose
you
is
know
a
why?
proud
The
Republican.
Republicans are infighting. We fight with one another for
But
no reason.
he's supported your opponent though, Curtis.
Yeah.
Just
But
want to
I
remind
think
you about that.
I think this even surpasses parties because I think that the people have to realize that not one Jewish vote should go to Mamdani because
No,
he's
but
already
I got some
expressed
more
that
questions
hate
for you,
and
though. Let
dislike
me get
for
this-
us.
I want to ask her one question.
Not
Okay,
one.
and I got a few more from the chat I want to get
But
to.
here's one question for you. Mother, grandmother, aunt, community activist. And I know because I'm you, your children hate you doing this.
They hate me doing it. They don't hate
Not
me.
you, but I'm saying that.
They're afraid for me. They're afraid that I'm painting a target on my back for
Is
the
that
for the
it?
radical
Is
Muslims
it?
that
Or
are
they're just
supporting
thinking-
Mamdani.
Is
No,
it not that it's taking a toll on you?
No.
Taking away your time
absolutely
from the family?
not. They know I work very hard in my job as an administrator. You asked me about my hours. I'm there usually 8 to 9 hours a day. And that is because I do the paperwork, but when the people are there, I speak with the people and I make sure that everything is running well for the people. And then I do other jobs. I run the bus company and the drivers that have to pick the people up door to door. So my job is long and tedious, and I do more than my job calls for. I do the human resources. I hire, I fire, I go through the resumes. When I look at Doran MAMDANI's resume, I say, this kid is a spoiled rich kid that's worked maybe 9 months in his entire life.
Pretty much.
And then jumped into the assembly all of a sudden and said, voila.
I didn't work much in the assembly and didn't pass any bills.
And didn't take any courses, nothing. Had
It's a joke.
no prerequisites in order to be able to even be in the assembly. And he was gone 50% of the time.
Wow,
He was a
I didn't know
no-show.
So, Rose, I have a question for somebody here in the chat. They want to know that they understand resources come with the office, but how will you build trust and momentum before being elected?
Because I have a moral compass. I have the 10 commandments. I live by God's law, and God's law is emes atahu rishon, emes atahu achron. The truth is the beginning, and the truth is the end.
That's the
I don't believe in lying. It's not part of our religion. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to
What
be
did you think
straightforward.
about what happened with Charlie Kirk, and how would you try to prevent this coming or happening here in our city? As next mayor?
I think Charlie Kirk was set up. I think it was a complete setup. I think that he was influencing the children. And that's the biggest challenge that we have today, because I believe that the Muslims have infiltrated the school system. And I believe that they are
All these Muslim holidays.
setting up an environment, encouraging the children to dislike Jews and not tolerate them, intolerance. And I think that's what's become a big problem in the public schools, because the Jewish parents are complaining that the kids can't go to
We
class.
talked about that last week on the show with Marty Dolan. That's a good point.
I'm not going to ask you as a woman what your belief in abortion is. I know that halachically, due to your religion and my religion, we don't agree with abortion. But as a woman, you know that some women and some of your friends sometimes mentally need it or they have it. There's nothing you could do about it. My question is, Hochul and our mayor do give government funding for abortion. I'm not going to ask you to outlaw abortion because it's really up to the states, but I'm asking you to stop the funding that you take our money and give it for abortions.
I think that life is precious. I think there are people that can't have children, that would give their left arms to have children, that I'd rather see somebody that was in that position give their child up for adoption to somebody who would love to have a child, rather than to do that, I think.
Well, some of the women, when they're going through this, and I do know, I've spoken to many who they go through this postpartum phase, and if they have a baby and they give it away, even though they never wanted the child, they go a little bit nuts, like PTSD, because they had the child, or some of them don't want to go through the 9-month or 8-month process. So again, that's why they do the abortions. It's not because they're not willing to I believe that it's not that they want to kill a life, that they just can't handle the pressure of making a life.
Then they should go on birth control.
I agree, but still, and I always talk when I have these young girls on the street that I speak to, or my children, or everybody, I tell them birth control. I tell them there's protection. There's no reason, if you want to make somebody pregnant and you want to get pregnant, got it. I don't care if you're 18 years old or 45 years old. You know, I tell older women, hey, you want to have a baby, check yourself out, go for it. Don't be
Rose,
scared.
let me ask you a question. A lot of people I know in this chat are very pro Curtis, and there's going to be some people that are going to, let's say you get the resources, let's say everything is in a perfect world, you get a lot of momentum, we get you in debates, but some may say you're a spoiler to Curtis and you're siphoning votes from him. What would you say to that?
Okay. Right now, Curtis is so low in the polls, he can't win anyway.
I agree on that.
As a matter of fact, if I were in the race, I'd probably be doing him a service, because if I bring MAMDANI's numbers down, then it's possible that he can catch up. If they think he's better, then vote for him. If you think I'm more qualified to do the job than him, then vote for me. I can't take away from somebody that you think is a better candidate, and I'm not going to ask you to. What I am going to ask you to is to consider that we have to reduce MAMDANI's lead. no matter what, because that man is dangerous to the city.
And
He'll
one more time, if you
destroy it.
want to give Rose a call here into the show, 646-974-1580, 646-974-1580. You
Rose,
have one more chance to
New
give her a
York,
call.
as mayor of New York is full of crime. I know your Mayor Adams says shootings are down, but even if they're down, we still have a bunch of shootings, teen violence, rapes, murders. I don't see the numbers down at all. And even if they're down, it's still not an acceptable number, any of these numbers. Gang violence, robbing, the whole entire Bronx, South Bronx is like, I don't know, it's like the wild, wild west. Would you accept Donald Trump's sending in the... not the military, what do they call
National
it?
Guard.
The National Guard.
I'm wearing the shirt, the New York National Guard. That's kind of the reason why I wore the shirt.
I like it.
I think that it's very scary what's going on with the guns. They are killing each other left and right. And
It's not only the guns, the crime, the rapes, the other stuff. It's just massive on the streets, beating up cops. I'm watching videos, cops beating up, cops beating back. These illegal riots.
they're not going to school.
And the riots, these Palestinian riots, it's not legal. You can't just do that. And stopping streets and stopping commerce and stopping.
Look
our
at what happened to
businesses.
you earlier this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard about what happened to Heshy earlier
No, I
this year.
didn't.
So the Palestinians tried to come to Borough Park. They came to Flatbush, to your neighborhood. I went to Counterpost, but they actually came, the nerve of them to come to Borough Park. So I made a video and we found out where they were coming and we were going to make a counter protest. Richie Taylor and his gangsters moved the protest to the end of Borough Park. It's still Borough Park on 14th Avenue
Day
and
Hill Road.
38th Street. Day Hill Road, but it's really...
I've seen
38th
them on
Street.
21st Avenue
Right,
also with
so-
their flags.
But that's further down. So
Right.
here in my neighborhood, in my 20 square block area where there's 300,000 Jewish families, I was not going to let them in. So Richie put them at the end. And even at the end over there, right where he put them is a Jewish building, 3 Jewish schools, a Jewish development, a Hatzolah building, and they put them right there. 200 animals came to protest, scream and holler, and call us racist and murderers, and that they're going to kill us. Actually, people were telling me they're going to kill us. They were walking in the streets, and I walked in the streets. The cop tried to stop me. I said, come arrest me, but I want you to arrest them. This is an illegal protest. They stopped traffic for hours. It's a very busy thoroughfare, 14th Avenue.
And you may have a call, but that will be for us to call in 646-974-1580. Few things here I want to get to in the chat. Superfly says, God did not intend for women to be leaders, though. Also, I've got here
Is that all?
that an abortion does not relieve depression from Black Beauty. Also, Superfly has...
What about Miriam Hanavia? What about Devorah Hanavia? They were leaders.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tell me about
and
it.
I did say that, Rose, you're going to be my next mayor.
You know who my favorite woman was ever? The most famous woman leader?
Linda.
Well, Linda. Linda's got money, so
ATM machine from you.
No, but my favorite leader was Margaret Thatcher.
Good one.
Did you ever hear her talk?
Yeah, you know, Marty Dolan mentioned
Genius,
Also last week.
genius. The way I hear a lot of her later quotes and the way she speaks and her poetry, the woman was brilliant. And again, I have no problem. You know, again, people are mixing in Israel over here, and I love Israel. I've been to Gaza twice. I support the Israelis. I'm a religious Jew. I know every inch of Israel. But our issues is New York City. You're too busy with Gaza and Houthis and everything else. We need to fix the shoot. 400, 500 murders a year. That's more losses than the Israelis have in Gaza.
Well,
It's embarrassing.
as far as women, in Israel, I loved Golda Meir. I thought she was extremely brilliant, an extremely good leader, and she sat in her kitchen at home and led an entire nation.
Right. She was so cool. While she's spilling the peas,
Coolest woman
she's
I've
making war
ever
decisions.
seen. I heard her speak. I'm gonna
Really?
date myself. Yes, my mother was very proactive because she was in Siberia during the war. And so she was very against the Jews that were left and stuck in the Soviet Union. And she used to take us down to the protests. And Golda Meir appeared on the steps of City Hall and she spoke.
Wow.
And I was there. I must have been 5 or 6. But I remember her speaking and I was impressed.
I missed Golda. I remember Golda Meir in '73, and I was just old enough to understand because my father and mother were talking about it. I was like 10, 11 years old. But I was in Israel in 1969 as a 6-year-old kid, and even then I was enthralled, and my body was shaking standing at the hotel. So
Amazing
I
woman.
just never ever I didn't see Golda Meir till many years later on television and the war. And I remember after they made peace, Sadat came to Israel, and I remember they kept quoting over and over again. Golda Meir asked Sadat, "What took you so long to come?"
You know, Rosa, a big thing that people are very divided on right now is the city of yes.
Yeah.
We've seen that it really has a damaging
The
effect.
city of yes, I agree with the city of yes. The city of
it's a
yes,
terrible idea.
Mayor Adams says that, listen, you could add more to your houses. You can add more square footages. You can make more.
But it's
communities.
changing zoning laws, though, to take areas that were once like this, 1 and 2 family homes.
But I disagree with you.
But what do you think, Rose? What do you think about the city of yes?
The city, to increase more housing, for example, instead of having a 1 or 2 family house, you can make it now to a 3 or 4
But
family
there's
house.
also effects for the
You
community in other
also
ways.
now you have a beautiful 4 children, 12 grandchildren. Now just imagine you living in a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Even though you have a 2-family house, you're renting it out to make an income.
Right.
You know those houses. The law says you have to leave 30%.
Our
in the
listeners are
backyard.
going to leave here shortly, so if you could answer that, I would
So
really
I
like
want
to
to
hear that.
increase the house so you can have more room instead of moving
It's
to
more than
another
that,
place.
though. But what do you think about the city of yes?
I think that you have to be careful not to impose on your neighbor because it's going
but
to
I
think
change
that's- but I
that
think-
zoning.
and I think
on
that
your
that's-
land, you're only increasing.
But
your
I think
land.
that that's an issue for a lot of communities in the outer boroughs, which were originally Mayor Adams' base. And I think that that's why the city of yes is a terrible idea, especially in places like southern Brooklyn, parts
No,
of Queens.
I agree with the
Well, that's
city of
why
yes.
you can worry about that in your issue. She's going to be the next mayor, and I want to hear from Rose.
It
I
isn't
wanna-
going to succeed in
No.
congested places.
No, it's a terrible idea.
It's
Right,
not
right.
going to
Zoran
work.
Terrible
wants
idea.
to stop it, but I disagree with you. I believe, anyways. I think
We're about to say goodbye to our listeners. 102.7 FM, WNEW, 1640 WJPR in beautiful Miami, Florida, and our flagship 620 WSNR. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday. We will see you back here on October 15th with Tom Heshy and also running against Alvin Bragg, Manhattan Republican District Attorney candidate Maud Maron. So
And write Rose Hellman at the bottom
and
of the
write
ballot
Rose
on November
Hellman.
4th.
Rose Hellman for mayor
Take a
2025.org.
pen.
Yep, you
I
got
want to
it.
wish you all a happy New Year.
We got to
happy
be-
Rosh
yep, yep.
Hashanah. Happy. I go have an easy fast in Yom Kippur and Sukkot. I'm going to be around. My soup kitchen will be producing double the amount of meals. We give
And
out
also,
100
thought people want to say Robert Redford, rest in peace.
And thank you, Ariel
like
Cohen,
Robert. I
for
like
helping
Robert.
me get here.
Also, a
very
couple people want to
supportive.
talk about City of Yes
Republican.
here. More stress on your plumbing and electricity, and it's dangerous because the city does not have the infrastructure. Good point.
So I
Less
agree-
parking
One
also.
minute, hold on a minute.
And you should understand the problem. You are getting.
I do. So
but
you
that's
are willing to change an entire state to electric, where our grid has no chance of holding it, and all new construction now is not allowed to have gas anymore. We have no more gas for any.
Well, that's
new,
Kathy Hochul's
right.
brain
So
bringing
you're
this
telling me
idea.
you're complaining about water and sewer and damages. These people are living here anyways. The city of
But
Yes
you're
is-
adding more-
The city of Yes
more
is
to that.
allowing a family that has a children that are getting married, instead of living in the father and mother's basement, to build another apartment, to build another unit where they can go live affordably.
But the infrastructure of the city is not built or maintained in those areas for that.
If you notice, they're increasing all our sewer pipes. As a matter of fact, most of the infrastructure around the United States has been crumbling. We are opening up the pipes. We are making landlords or people who are building new buildings with the city of Yes to go out and redo their sidewalks, to redo their
Well, when
streets,
people
to
have a
redo their plumbing.
24-foot
Everybody
tower,
has to
but
do
when people have a
sprinklers.
24-foot tower building next to their block, that is historically.
That's not the city of Yes.
No, that is part
No,
of the city of
it's
Yes.
part of the city of Yes.
And that's a
giving-
terrible idea because communities like Southern Brooklyn are getting these monstrosities that have been built thanks to our
but
council
that's the
members.
zoning.
And that city
So
of, and
my
Adams
city-
wants more of
my
that.
city of
What do you
Yes-
think about all that, by the way? You got the opportunity. You are running for mayor. What do you think?
I think that we should keep housing as peaceful as possible and not make fights. them.
But
What do you want to leave the
I believe
audience with?
everybody has a right to, when they buy a piece of land, to do with it what they want,
Right.
to increase it, to have their family come live there, and not to be squashed in like Russia into little huddle units. You know, I had a family now that I just had to find a divorced woman with 8 children living in 2 rooms. I'm sorry, 2. Some of them are sleeping in the kitchen, some are sleeping with the mother. She can't find a place. She can't make her place bigger. If we were able to do stuff, she's able to afford the rent, and the government would give her funding. But nobody's going to rent a 4-bedroom apartment or 5-bedroom apartment to somebody when that's all they have. And like my son Yaakov just got married, and I have no place to put him. And now he moved to Far Rockaway because that's the only place he was able to find a 2-bedroom.
Rose, we're coming up on the end of the hour. So as you depart here tonight,
Right.
going into Election Day, we're less than 7 weeks now. What do you want to say to our listeners as kind of a final words or a closing statement here tonight for everyone that's listening to you?
Well, I really think it's life and death. I think that you should not vote for Zoran Mamdani. I think he's poison for the city. I think he's going to destroy the city. I think his promises are false and empty.
Agreed.
I think you will find out after the election, God forbid, that we will have the animals running free in the street that will be beating up the Jewish people because he will not defend you. If 250 people get kidnapped in this city, 250 Jews, you'll having a hard time finding them. He's not going to lift a finger to do anything about it.
And the protests are going to increase tenfold if he gets
The
elected.
protesters are going
terrible.
to be beating up our children,
Terrible.
beating up our people.
And we've seen the rise in the hate crime incidents all throughout Southern Brooklyn these past few years.
I will protect you. I will protect the streets. I have your best interest at
We
heart.
got the dream team here, Rose and Heshy.
You
the
got
dream
me.
team.
Vote for me. I am your safest option.
And Heshy's going to be your
And I will
best
do the
friend in the
job.
city council. I can't wait.
And
you and Heshy.
Heshy will
together.
help me.
Oh, forget it. It's going to be the
Figure it
dream
out.
team. We've never, ladies and gentlemen, we've never had a team like this ever to be elected from our community for our city. Rose Hellman, born and bred Midwood.
Please
Marine Park.
donate so that I can
Rose
get into
Hellman
the
for mayor
debate.
2025. Harold
Help
Heshy
me,
Tischler.
help you.
Harry the man here, a man that has given his life to Borough Park, Flatbush, Bensonhurst, and Gravesend. This is the team
We have to unite.
We've never
United
had.
we
Our
stand.
community should be first.
Divided we
Our
fall.
community will win if
We have to
Heshy
stand
and
together.
Rose will work
God
together.
wants us to stand
Baruch
together, and
Hashem.
God will help us.
Baruch
Amir
Hashem.
Hashem.
This
Please,
is Hashem.
please, we have to stand together. Please help me.
The dream team.
Help you.
I'm having a
Rose,
great time being a
Heshy.
spectator here. This is
Rose
great.
and Heshy.
We're going to say goodnight.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Happy
much.
holidays. Baruch
Happy
Hashem.
sweet New Year, everybody.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Aksivach Sima
Rose
Tova.
and Heshy,
Good
the dream
gebenched
team.
Jahr.
HeshyTischler.com.
So that next year should be a better year for all of us. Please.
HeshyTischler.com, justenoughheshy@gmail.com,
We have your
5318
back.
16th Avenue. Rose will be here in this office. They're going to be campaigning together, coming to Borough Park in Midwood near you. Thank you, everybody. Have a